What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, earlier in the year 2025, we actually got a ton of reveals for upcoming Marvel and Sony stuff because at a merchandising expo, they revealed merchandise that included villains for Spider-Man Brand New Day like Tarantula, Scorpion, and Tombstone, villains we now know will be in the film. And that's apparently what has happened today, and we can confirm this is not AI because we've had several different shots. You guys have sent me some. We got our very first look at Dr. Doom at a merchandising expo. We've got the full look for you guys here in HD. We're going to break it all down. Quick reminder to hit that sub button to keep up with the videos. Also drop a comment down below to be entered for our giveaways. And if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so again, this is not AI. We've had several different shots of the very same artwork. It's the first look promotional art for Dr. Doom and Avengers Doomsday that's currently on display at the Disney 2026 Merchandising Expo in China. And to be fair, while this does borrow from some specific classic Dr. Doom looks, it's also very much stylized in the way you'd expect for the MCU and very much a compilation of a couple of his classic looks, although I will mention the part that holds up the cloak is always generally gold, and they've decided to go with sort of a monochromatic silver look on top of the green, which I can appreciate, and honestly, I think this is a super dope look. His belt is also stylized a little more modern than the normal classic buckle, but for me, this is classic Dr. Doom, and if this is the look that we're actually getting, I'm totally for it. Now, some things I will mention. Number one, this seems to have a different sort of take than the green cowl that we just saw in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene, although I'm on record as saying that I didn't think that that looked too good in the first place. They definitely just went with only his cloak and the mask in his hand. I understand why. Still, the cloak didn't look to be the right material to me. Regardless, I want to compare this concept art against two other pieces of concept art that we've gotten. First of which was the Doom reveal at the very first merchandise conference that I mentioned during the prologue. Now, there are some obvious differences here, but as we remarked, that very first take was reminiscent of the Alex Ross art, and so much so that it may have just been a very early rendering before they decided specifically on the look they were going for in the MCU, and like so many other classic MCU villains, we may see him don a couple of different outfits, either through flashbacks or throughout the course of the film. Now, the other one we could compare this to was that early concept art leak that the Russos claim wasn't theirs that shows a very different take on Dr. Doom. But again, remember, the Russos say that's not their concept art. Number two, the white on his cowl is usually reserved for when he's got Emperor Doom after he assumed the power of the Beyonders in the comics. And most likely they'll be waiting on the white for him in Avengers Secret Wars after he's assumed the power from what we assume is God of Stories Loki, unless they plan on introducing the Beyonders, which it's a little late in the game. Now, obviously, you're never going to make everybody happy with the way that they style costumes in the MCU because they're always trying to put their own spin on what they think might be a classic approach to a character, or in some cases, immediately update them to fit the vibe of the modern time. I think this is about as best we could hope for what's a classic Dr. Doom being represented in that style, and while I think the MCU has a lot more hits than they do misses when it comes to specifically costuming, there have been some pretty big stinkers during the Multiverse saga, and so that's not to say that they're always going to get it right. In this case, if this is Robert Downey Jr.'s first Dr. Doom look, all silver with the green cloak and the chainmail, with some intricate detailing on what looks like the gauntlets and the armbands and a leather chest piece, I am totally for it. And we've talked about it at length here at the channel, how pretty much after Civil War and then figuring out that they were just going to re-CGI everybody after they had shot a lot of those fight scenes in the airport with practical costuming, RDJ never looked back. From that day forward, it was always, I'm going to do it in mocap. You got the Nanotech Mark 50 in the very next film. And so we had done some videos here at the channel talking about the probability of him actually wearing Dr. Doom's armor, or whether or not it was going to be CGI, what they would do with the mask, etc., because there is extensive history for this exact same thing. In one of the many ways that Iron Man and Dr. Doom are an analog of each other, they both wear a suit of armor, and I think there was some real fear that it was going to be RDJ, full mocap, no suit at all. But if you've been following reports and rumors that we actually just referenced in this morning's video about possible script drama, and coming from trusted sources like Jeff Snyder early on in production, it was said that Robert Downey Jr. was allowing someone else to wear the practical Dr. Doom armor on set and during the scenes where he would simply be voicing the lines off scene. And after about 2 weeks of that, again, as per reports from industry insider Jeff Snyder, who has a track record, he decided he wanted to be in the suit and that wasn't working for him, and even requested to reshoot the 2 weeks worth of material. So I know a lot of you will be asking, yeah, well, how accurate is this suit? Is this what it's going to exactly look like? And look, sometimes the concept art that they do use for these kind of things is close, but it's not accurate or exact. I think it's fair to assume it's going to look something like this. And if the reports are true and they're going with practical armor and cloaking on set, and it's not all CGI as per Robert Downey Jr.'s request or demands, then I think it's even more likely that this is what he's going to look like. And all things considered, again, in a world where they haven't always 100% nailed it, this is 100% nailing it as far as I'm concerned, and there is nothing to complain about as far as this first look at Doctor Doom, again, in my humble opinion. Now, that being said, and for a final thought, I will put one asterisk by it, that initially Marvel Studios always uses a ton, and I mean a ton, of concept art. You guys are pretty familiar with this now after the fact. In fact, we just saw brand new Galactus concept art that looked nothing like his ship Tatu, just something that they planned for early on. Usually after movies come out or in official release art books, we'll get to see what the early process looked like for costuming Doctor Doom, or what even some of his initial outfits looked like. And it is possible that, again, some of these preliminary designs end up getting released for things like a merchandising conference that are a general look at the character and not meant to be what's going to actually be on screen after you see some of the special effects and the embellishment with the color correction and cinematography. It's going to look a lot better. So I assume there will be a lot of that going on. And of course, as it is with the Marvel fandom and so many fandoms these days, you can't make everybody happy. I'm sure someone is going to find a way to complain about this, but man, I think it looks amazing. You guys let me know, though, down in the comments what you think. Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. If you are disappointed with this, don't be afraid to let me know. Just let me know why, because, man, I can't see it. Either way, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner for Marvel Zombies at the end of the month. Then we've got another one for Wonder Man at the end of the month. If you want to be entered to win for either of those, any other giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and the winning comments shown on screen, so please be safe and vigilant across the platform. And if you should ever get anybody trying to impersonate a content creator, report it directly to YouTube. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Find me on all other platforms under the name All Fires with Original Music, and while I sincerely appreciate you checking out my music, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around, we'll be posting again real soon.